Hello, everyone. Yeah, welcome to the meeting. Today we are going to talk about the student process of their professional year assessment. So basically, this meeting will consist of several parts. First of all, I will give a short introduction of our meeting. Secondly, we will discuss some potential questions regarding this topic. And thirdly, we will do a group discussion to solve the problem. And last, I will give a conclusion. So everyone happy with that?
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, please allow me to do a short introduction. As we all know, the professional year program is a program which can help us to develop our skill in seeking job. And based on this program, there are a lot of assessment during the process. Basically, each topic has several assessments. But that raises a question: how this assessment can help us to build our skill or improve us. So there are some three potential questions I would like to ask. The first one is, how do this assessment assist students to make progress? And the second one, how much do students make progress with the help of these assessments? And the last one, what could be improved for this assessment to better help students make a progress? I will give some example of our assessment, and based on the example, we can talk it deeper. Yeah. Let's go to the first example. Yeah, basically I just took one assessment from each topic. For example, the first topic is Australian workforce culture, and the assessment I pick is just some the simple question regarding this topic. So how do you guys feel? How can this assessment help us?
In my opinion, I think the Australia, this is the assignment 1.1, was it? I think this helps.
Australian workforce culture.
Yep, this helps us to understand how does the working culture in Australia is really like, and thus giving us also the background of all the laws and acts surrounding, not just for us sort of like to put into assignment, but for us to get a better understanding of how to actually work in Australian culture. So knowing our rights, knowing what is the law is over there, then we can make our own necessary judgment when we are on the workplace on ourselves. That's how I think it is.
Yeah. What's your opinion, Uma?
Yeah, it gives you a better understanding about Australian working culture, like before we getting into the career ladder. So these assignments like giving us a good opportunity to learn and to make our confidence level into a good level. So I think this is a good thing.
Yes. And just regarding this topic, what else can we put, into the assessment to make it better?
I think, to be honest, it really depends upon, I say, the weight of the assessment in itself. Mainly because when we do this assessment, we don't actually sort of like understand the gravity of the situation. How, for example, if you're not treated right because of our gender, race, or our age, that we have our right to support it. I think to make sure that the student can have a better understanding of what is the weight of this actual and what does it actually mean to us as someone who's working in Australia. I think that is the one that they should put more emphasis on rather than just like a Word document. Just people just copy paste it in the internet.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with your point. And from my point of view, I think for this particular assessment, it's just a knowledge question. So students can complete this assessment by searching online. Like they just copy and paste, and without much understanding of the question itself.
Yep,
So
I
I
totally
think
agree.
maybe we can maybe do some role play. Based on the question, we can design a situation like which include all the question into the role play. Yeah, that make us better understand the question.
I agree, 100% agree.
Yeah. So let's go to the second one. I think what time is that? It's 10:20. Okay, let's make it slower. Yeah. Okay. So the
Any other
second one,
example?
yeah, is working in the diversity, because I was absent from this topic because I already finished this part in Sydney. So I just quickly describe what happened in Sydney. So I'm sorry, I make it longer. Yeah. So in Sydney, we just the tutor, he asked us to design a PowerPoint, and the topic is like we choose a country, which is different from where we from. We just use the PowerPoint to introduce the country and the culture, and how the people from this country can get into the workforce in Australia. Yeah, from my experience, I think it's a very good one. The country I chose is Japan. So Japan is part of China, part of Asia, and basically they are kind of different from the Western society, like how they behavior, how they like present their points, how do they like express their emotion. It's very different from the people do in Australia. Like they are kind of shy, as all we know. But in
Then,
Australia, yeah, in Australian workforce, people tend to express their own point very freely. Like yeah, that's
yeah,
what I think. Yeah.
can I ask a question in regards to this particular assessment? Ultimately, what is the ultimate goal of this assessment itself? You can understand, I mean, like, what is the
Yeah.
purpose of the student actually doing this particular assessment?
Yes, because the topic two is like working the diversity, which means all of us come from the different background, and when we, for example, when we get a job in Australia, when we work in Australia, definitely we will meet people from the other country. So we just need to understand each other, which can help us to better, cooperate. The ultimate goal for this topic, for this assessment, is to find a way to understand people from the other culture. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how does, yep,
And it has a like good case study as well, like because different people, like we all are like from different countries, and we having like different work culture and different perception, like on a thing like what we look. So it is a good thing, like if we have this kind of assignment, and that will build our like more diversity capacity in our sites as well. So this is a good way to like get the things out from our like perception.
but then the question then become, does PowerPoint, just doing a PowerPoint is enough to sort of like make people understand how to communicate with people from other culture? I don't think so. What do you guys think?
Uh,
Is it enough? that's my question. I understand that the
Yes,
principle
yes,
behind it, that
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good to understand other people's culture and everything, but
yes,
ultimately, like when you're just doing a role play or just doing a presentation, especially like for example when Daniel said that he's coming from China but do representation in Japan, for example, right? Is that really sort of like, how do you put it? Is that really enough people to understand how does a Japanese culture or a Japanese person would act in the what's it called, in
uh,
the meeting itself, in the workplace culture itself?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with your point. It's really hard to totally understand the culture from the other country in 1 hour or in 10 minutes presentation. It's nearly impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the main point of this presentation is not how to deliver the other country's culture. Is to find a way, find a way when you prepare the presentation, when you search for the search for the data, like search for the information
It's
regarding the
like
topic online. Yeah, that's the way how you understand people. For example, the next time when you meet people from India, for example, from India, you want to better understand him. You want to have some topic with him. The first thing you will do, maybe you just follow the same process I did in Sydney. You just go to the internet and find the culture, find the maybe some story or some how to say the gesture, how people express themselves. That's maybe the first step when you want to communicate with this person. Yeah.
Yep. But how does that, like, that's good. I understand that point, but then again, ultimately, it would have to highly depend upon the person who gave the presentation in itself to actually give a good presentation so that he could deliver the research that you guys have done or a student have done throughout the process. Right? Like when you do a presentation, like you said, in the 10 minutes, it's very hard to convey the culture in itself. Sure, the person who did the research will gain a lot, but the person who listened to the presentation might not, you see. So I feel like, yes, I understand that it is good, but at the same time, would it be enough? Uh, like if the outcome is to understand the culture for the whole, let's say 16 students in the whole class, would it be enough for the whole 16 people to understand the culture, say, of India, for example? Or is there any other way that we can use to further strengthen this particular topic so that you have better understanding of it? What do you think?
Yes. 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 I do believe that this assessment need to be improved because after after class we did the presentation. I nearly forgot all the things. Yeah. So yeah. So what do you think, Uma? What else we can do regarding this assessment? How can we make better?
Uh, I think if we have like rather than doing like these writing assignments, rather than doing those things, like if we can have like, kind of like some kind of activities like with together like with different cultural people, so then like we can share our things like what what are our perceptions on one thing. So we can get one thing and we can talk about that like in different perceptions, like depends on their cultures and everything. So rather than these written assignments, I would recommend like if we can have like participative assignments like outdoor, especially outdoor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I bring another I would say sort of like a tangent? What are you guys' opinion? Because when we talk about different culture, different religion, different nation in particular, there will always be a sensitive issue. Do you think as do you think it should be part of the course to have a better understanding of the sensitive issue, or do you think that we should avoid this sensitive issue? For example, if for example let's take like some people in India could not eat beef or could not eat pork or whatever, right? Like, should we sort of like tiptoe our way around it to make sure that we don't discuss that, or should we like discuss it so that more people will have a better understanding of it? Like, you know, or then would we be qualified to do so in a sense? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. First of all, working in the diversity is not just involved with the workforce itself, but also include the time after work, off duty. Yeah, you mean after work you still need to communicate with your colleague. So as you said, like eating beef in India, maybe it's prohibited by them. So it might be happened when we gather together, when we catch up, when we hang out, go for dinner. It might be happen. We will come across this situation. So I think we should include this topic. And the first step or understanding is to respect others tradition, others culture. We share. We talk. It doesn't mean we have to be same. We can be different. Like, you're Indian. I respect you are Indian. Next time when we go to restaurant, I will not like push you to order beef. Yeah, definitely. We should include this topic. Yeah. How about what do you think? Yeah. Uma, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, and we should increase the, like, maybe in office or like in the workplace or outside of the workplace, so we can have like more communications. And like sometimes it's hard to do communication like after the workplace, because we all having like families and we all having like our own things, so sometimes it's very hard populated time for like outdoor activities. So if it can be like make it more participative thing in the workplace, so then we have like more time to like deal with the people. I think I would agree with the like in the workplace thing rather than
Okay, you think we should like focus on the issue on workforce, right? On workplace.
In the workplace, because everybody having like limited time for their things as well, so
that's a good point.
I would recommend that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we should put more weight on that. Yeah. So what's your experience? I mean, in topic 2, because we are doing the different class, you know.
I think it's similar in the sense that I think that in topic 2, everybody sort of like did a presentation of a culture that they want to represent. I personally did Malaysia, and in my class there were like 3 other, including myself, there's 3 other Malaysians. So all of us did Malaysia, but sort of like talk about different aspects of Malaysia. So at the end of the day, I feel like that would have a better understanding of like, I guess for the other people, have a better understanding of what Malaysia really is, because ultimately it is a multi cultural country, and there's a lot of how do you put it? Like, you cannot like I think Daniel mentioned just now, like you cannot like put everything about a country or culture in just a 10-minute presentation.
Yeah.
So like I feel that I would say that would be to have a 3 session of like the same topic but a different aspect would be good. So I also think that it's better to focus. It's better to focus that way, to just make people like, okay, you know what, assign them to a particular country or particular topic or culture rather than they choose it themselves, mainly because then you will have a better understanding on one topic rather than a brief understanding of the whole like different culture. Now, what do you guys think about it? Should we focus on like one culture but know it deeply, or should we focus on like various other culture but only know about it like on the surface level? What do you guys think?
I think we can focus on one culture, so we have to respect other people as well. So
But you
So
don't focus
I think
on
if
culture.
every person can get together and talk about like about a one thing, maybe like going out for lunch. So maybe we like all the cultural people can get together and talk, and because some people doesn't eat meat, some people just eat meat. So
I mean, in terms of the
something
class
like
perspective.
that. So this is a least example though. So if people can get together and just think about like what are we going to do, and or like we can get into a like conclusion, I think. So
But what is it like in terms of? Is it in terms of in the class or is it in the workplace?
I'm just talking about the workplace. So
Oh, I'm
we
talking about the class.
as well we can make a decision like that. So yeah. I think like having a good conversation like make us more convenient for everyone. So
What do you think about the in terms of the class perspective wise? Do you think
uh,
that people like the students should focus on just one culture, like or several, maybe two or three even, but talk about it in a deeper sense, or should we just like talk about like different culture and business but on the surface, in a class? I mean, for this
yes,
assessment.
yeah, yeah. I think like in our class, for example, like every day people used to sit with the next person like whom like
Yeah.
very close. So I think it should be changed. So otherwise,
Yeah.
like we can't get to know other people, and because they have like, different cultures. So you cope with those different cultures, so we have to be get together. Like maybe if we can rotate the class like every week by week either, so that would be great.
Yeah. In terms of presentation itself, so your tutor, which is who? Alan, right?
And yeah, that was
Yeah,
yeah.
Alan. Yeah, Alan.
Aaron,
Did he ask you to do the presentation of your own country or other country, or it doesn't
or
matter,
he asked us to choose whatever we wanted. To be honest,
whatever you want. But most of you choose your own country, right?
some people choose
Yeah,
country. Some
that was
people,
because we were more comfortable with that. But I remember like some people talk about other countries as well. That is a good thing.
yeah, I
So,
think if I'm not mistaken, one of the class members, he talked about the culture of hip hop. If I'm not mistaken, which is pretty interesting in itself.
Yeah.
so what do you think? Like, if choose our own country or choose a country different from our own country, which side do you choose? Which one is better?
I think, to be honest, it will be better. I don't know, like there's a two argument to this, right? Like you said, if you choose other country, then when you do the research, you will understand on a personal level at the very least, you will understand them better. But when you choose your own sort of like culture, you have a better understanding, so you have more time to prepare.
Yeah, yeah,
In the sense that what should we focus
yeah,
that other people
yeah,
should understand. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that
For
will give us
audience, yeah,
that will give us a better, so that people have a slightly better understanding in comparison to
yes, yes,
yeah. But I reckon that's more in the delivery part rather than the yeah, it's more on the delivery part of the presentation itself
yeah,
that needs to be focused on.
yeah. Yeah, I agree
What
with
do you
your
guys think?
point. Yeah, but you know, the how you say because even for your own country, for example, Malaysia, you are super understand all this country, understand very well. But I think it's not be easy for you to introduce introduce it like comprehensively in 10 minutes. Yeah, no matter how you understand your own country, for
Yeah,
audience it's
that's true.
just 10 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no matter how you understand it, just 10 minutes.
So you think that we should do different culture then? Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah.
you're saying?
I think the main purpose of this assessment is teach us a way how to understand the other country. Because if the assessment want us to like know the culture on the class, we don't need to do presentation. We can watch video. We can search online. We have a lot of things to do, and not it's not gonna happen on class. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough, fair point.
Yeah,
fair point.
yeah, and like 20 people, how many country you can up to, like maybe 4, 5, 6? Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
fair point. Yeah.
yeah.
I accept that.
So we can take this as a record. Like for the assessment, we can require the students to choose the country other from their own country to do the presentation. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep,
Okay.
I agree with that.
So that's the topic 2. So we started at 10, 10, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll finish like 11:25. We still got
Yep.
45 minutes to go. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the third topic.
So that is the sample of the assessment that we've been doing. Do you think that this assessment assists student to make his progress, or what do you think?
Yeah. For the topic 2, I do believe like I get progress. Yes. Yeah. Like for example, like before I do the presentation, I know Japan like from a kind of low level. I don't know it like from the perspective of workforce. Like actually I learn a lot of Japan. Like Japanese in their own country, they tend to like regard their company as their home. They regard their work as their mission, as their life object. Yes, they just took the work as the first priority. I think
Yep.
it's very different from from people do in Australia. People might take the home, take their family as the first love. Yeah. So next time when I meet Japanese, if they work hard, I want to be surprised. Now I understand why they work really, really hard. Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So how do you
So
think? Yeah.
I think if you compare between the workplace culture, Australian workplace culture versus diversity workplace, you do have a sense that people sort of like would have a better understanding of the second one, the diversity workplace, more than the first one. But in my opinion, I feel like if you compare between the two, I feel like if let's say you have to put it into scale, I would say that the Australia workplace, knowing the laws and everything, is much more important for the student workplace in comparison to diversity wise. Or what do you guys think about that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, people think that there's the diversity workplace. Like, first of all, you understand more about diversity in Japan rather than the Australia workplace. Is that correct to say?
Yeah.
Daniel?
Like
Yeah.
what? Can you say it again?
Do you think it's fair to say that if compare between these two assessments, you have a much better understanding of the diversity workplace assessment rather than the Australian workplace culture? Would you agree on that, or
Maybe just same level because
same level is it?
yeah, I just work like for half a year, and
Yep.
it's in a Chinese company. Yeah, not totally Australian company. Yeah, there might be slightly difference between Chinese company and Australian company. Yeah.
Correct. But do you think that the Australian workplace culture-wise, do you have a better understanding of it, or do you think that you have a better understanding of diversity workplace? If you have to choose between the
Yeah,
two.
I definitely have a better understanding of Australian workforce. Yeah,
Okay.
because that's why I finished my study and like
Yep.
yeah. I hope
What about you?
yeah like
What were you, Omar?
What about me?
Do
About
you
that
think,
question?
do you think that you have a better understanding of the Australian workplace culture, or do you think that you have a better understanding of the diversity workplace? Which one? If you have to choose between the two.
Yeah. So for me, like day to day, I'm like working with Australian people as well. Like
Mm.
sometimes um, they having some customers like in the workplace. Like I meet like the variety of vast variety of customers. So most of them like Australian people. So sometimes it's hard to work with the Australian people, and sometimes it's easy to work with them
Mm.
because um, Australians are really in detail, like in everything. So sometimes like we have to adjust for those situations because they need it like onto the point. So yeah, but it is manageable. Like if we know like what are the expectations and everything. So it's not going to be hard for us though.
Yeah. Mm, yes, like regarding the Australian company, I also have a little sharing. Yeah, because yeah, I have worked as a intern, like in a internet provider. Yeah,
Mm.
internet provider company. Provides the the broadband. Yeah,
All
broadband
broadband. Yeah.
internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Actually, our company like on a really high rate in Google review,
Mm.
like 49 out of 5.
Yeah. 4.9.
4.9 4.9 out of 5. It's really, really high comparing with Optus or yeah, Telstra. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. The main thing is like we are really good at customer service.
Mm.
Australian workforce they may like work from 9 to 5, and
Mm.
even in the working hour, you can hardly get online. I mean, if you have any issue with your internet, it's very hard for you to get online. Like half hour waiting is kind of normal. Yeah, but in the company like we are a Chinese company. Yeah, so like if you call online, I'll pick up your phone in no time. Like yes, very very responding and yeah. So it may be like in their culture, they may be okay. I'm doing my own job, and the customer, the customer, the customer, the status of customer is not really high.
Mm.
Yeah, that may be the difference. But when you can get into the Australian company, you have to get used to it. When your colleague doing the same thing, you have to follow them
Yep.
rather than change them, even though you think it's not good. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That might be another thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go to the third topic. Yeah, the third topic, as you can see on the screen, is like the topic. Sorry, this the report. Basically, the topic 3 is focused on the customer service. That may be the hardest topic among our topic. Yeah, and I still remember we are required to go to the shop and has a direct direct communication with the staff in shop.
Mm.
Yeah. So, what kind of shop did you go, Samia?
For me, I went to a Uniqlo shop. So it's more like a jeans and apparel shop. Uh, I don't know. I think for that particular shop, I found it they are very independent in the sense that they don't require sort of like a customer to interact with the employee as much. But however, uh, what I found is that the customer service wise was pretty good. mainly because people are more genuinely able to help you and everything. Yeah,
So
Uniqlo is really,
it's good for what?
like in terms of as a customer, when I went to the Uniqlo shop, the service there is particularly good, especially if you have questions, whatever that they could help, then they would help definitely. So yeah, that's how I went there.
But yeah. How about you, Uma?
Actually, I was absent for that assignment, so
Okay.
I just asked me to do it by myself. So I'm just still doing it, and I'm just doing the inspection of the telecommunication company. So, like, because I'm still in the customer service sector, so I know like how like customers and the team members like deal in and every day. Like in each and every in each and every workplace, so like they have like similar problems and similar scenarios like day to day. So I think I can do that assignment like in a good manner because I'm already having like kind of experience for like in the retail sector. So I think it should be going to be fine. Yeah.
Uh, do you guys think this topic, this assessment really help you to like better understand customer service?
I would say so. I would say so definitely, mainly because I think so far, especially from someone who has not been working in a retail or whatever, or we don't deal with customer service on the employee side. However, we are like we always deal it as a customer side and not the customer. So having a better understanding of how the employees sort of like do the customer service, I think that's important to have, the important knowledge to have, so then that we would be more aware of like the business side of it.
Yes, but we may just have a very short discussion with the staff in the shop.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for this a short period, you can like you can observe the customer service flow staff side.
Yep.
Yeah, did you ask them any question regarding the customer service?
Yeah, I did, but mainly like a basic on a surface level wise. Mainly because when I did it, so the way how me and my partner sort of like tackle this problem is that we go there with the intent of as a customer basis. So we went there and purchased some clothes because Uniqlo, and then from there we would sort of like make an observation and take a note of what we noticed while the process of buying clothes to actually, for instance, selecting clothes, to trying it out, to actually buying it, right? So from there, each step of the way we did interact with the employee of Uniqlo, and from there we were able to understand. Okay, you know what? This is the process flow chart, and this is how the customer service are, and this is how the problem is, and this is how they fix the problem. So I think from having sort of like doing this assessment wise, I have like sort of like take more notes or make more observation rather than like from someone who just go there and just buy shit without thinking about this kind of thing. So it really sort of like open up, you might say, a whole new perspective on the term customer service, at the very least in my personal level wise.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah, yeah. So, like, yeah, yeah. Instead of asking question, do you think it would be better if we are doing a role play, like one person play like a role staff, another student play role customer, like we're doing a role play. How do you
I
think,
would say.
Uma? Yeah. I mean, you can say.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
yeah,
I would say that going to the place and asking like sort of like the question or interacting with the retailer or the employee is a better option rather than just doing role play, because role play you are limited by your own, like the student are limited by their own experience or imagination, whereas if you go to the place in itself, you get experience firsthand of how customer service actually really is. So that's what I think. What do Umar think?
Yeah, I think sometimes I feel like it has like 50-50, like pros and cons, because sometimes the retail team members, sometimes they're reluctant to give you the like uh, correct and 100% correct answer to you, maybe. So sometimes it depends on their moods as well. So like we can't get like 100% of the like feedback to our this customers research. So yeah, so it's depend on the like, and also sometimes if you go to like level by level, so you need to have like permissions or some sort of things. So in that case as well, like some people, and also like when it comes to the like business level, so some um, um, sole sole traders or the company owners or managers or somebody like that in the management level, so they basically reluctant to give you the like correct informations. Like if we ask like how is your company level in the market or something like that,
Yeah,
so
but
it all depends on their like, yeah, so I feel like that.
but ultimately, don't you think that in terms of customer service wise, it should not be like on a management level rather than it should be like interaction between the the uh, the sort of like the employees on the grassroots. Then that's because that's where the customer service actually is, right? Rather than going to the management level.
Yeah.
Yes, like
What is your experience, Daniel? Actually,
my experience.
yeah.
I was going to a health product shop, like which is also like quite related to my job. Yeah, because my company is providing a POS system for this kind of shop. Yeah, because I got a kind of close relationship with the shop. I already know this person. Yeah,
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 oh no wonder.
yeah.
Okay.
I know stuff. Yeah. So when we come to them, me and Wenka, we come to them. We just ask some simple question. And from my own personal experience, I think the the problem I raised is very simple. Like you can it's hard to tell like how much you can learn from the problem. Like we might know the basic rules of the customer service. We need to know the customer's need, what they want, and how can we deliver our products. How can we like promote our product? That's some basic rules. And the answer the staff give to you may also based on these rules.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah, it's like from my personal view, like for this particular activity, I can hardly get the get the get the knowledge of the customer service. So like yeah, how do you think what we can do to improve this assessment?
I think personally, I mean, unless we actually, I don't know. I feel like this activity is pretty good in my opinion, mainly because
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
like it serves like several things, right? It's sort of like make the customer make the student go outside of their comfort zone and talk to the
yeah,
grassroots
yeah,
employee. That's one. Second, I think the closest thing that a student would experience what the customer service really is, unless they're working in the retail shop before. So like that would be good in like to give a real life experience rather than just something that they read or watch on the internet. And third, I feel that yes, I do agree that there are some lacking points in this topic in itself, but ultimately it really depends on the question itself, right? I mean, if you could cater sort of make a question easy enough to be understood and like easy to deliver, I think that will make the process of understanding the customer service that's much better in comparison to just like creating like left the student to create their own sort of like question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, regarding the question, we should take more efforts on that. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's making confidence level, and like we just go out to the companies or like for example, like if we go for like telecommunication company or cloth company or anything like that, so we just like prepare for the like to get the details from them, like we get in a notepad and we just jot down the things, and it's making us like more prepare for the workplace at the end of the day. So I think it gives a it make our good confidence level in front of the people, and like when we talk to them, so it's like sharing, and end of the day, like it's all about like confidence levels. So,
Correct. Understand.
Yes, and one more thing, like normally when after activity, we are required to write a report, report. Yeah. I don't know your guys' opinion. Like I kind of like, annoyed with the report, Yes. Yeah. Do you think it's necessary for us to do that?
Yes and no. Yeah, I think that's a very hard thing to answer, mainly because I think to me it's not really the report that is the problem. Is the assessment after the report. Like there's a few things that we need to do in order to complete this assessment in itself. I think that's the most annoying part. Like doing the customer service and doing the report, I think it's fine for me. But when we have to do this on top of like I think it was 2 or 3 other things that we need to accomplish, like we have to write mandatory questions or like all this like role play and everything. I feel like that is sort of like unnecessary because we are that to me is the most annoying part, in my opinion.
Yeah, you mean some part of report can be deleted, can be removed,
Correct.
Yeah, okay, yeah. What do you think, Uma?
yeah, I think the same. Like yeah. So we need to do the report, and sometimes some certain things like we can't like enter into the report. So some basic things like it is all about like better understanding, like what we understand from in each and every telecommunication or uh, any conference or anything. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We come to the agreement. Yeah, that report should be should be decreased. Yeah. Okay, so we just quickly discuss the last assessment.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is
the last assessment is like topic 4. How can we like prepare our elevator pitch, and how can we how do we approach the person we meet in the event? Yeah, I think that's a core part of this program, because eventually we're doing this program to take a job. Yeah, and event is an ideal place for us to meet people who can build our network. Yeah. So I believe the elevator pitch is very important. Yeah. So like we are also required to attend several events and ask for the business card and the chat history. Do you think it's necessary for us to do so? Like, or we just meet people like?
I think actually it's really hard to say, mainly because I really believe that actually, if you look at in a sense, it's actually very good uh, to have that sort of experience, to put ourselves in the outside of our comfort zone and sort of like to go networking with other people in the industry. I think that's a good idea. But at the same time, from a student perspective, it's sort of like really annoying because like ultimately this kind of event is not like I guess it's put us into outside of our comfort zone. I think that's the most annoying part. But to me, what the most gripe that I have with this particular topic is mainly because it was at the end of the year. So uh, for me personally, I think I missed like 2 classes of it, mainly because I had to work and I had to sort of like, you know, because I'm working full time and I had to see my family at the end of the year. So sort of like it clashes with my sort of like timetable. So I haven't had the full opportunity to like, you know, to actually delve inside into this topic more. Like even though I'm really interested in it, right? But yeah, that's just me personally. But apart from that, it back to what going back to what you're asking. I think it's important to have this, but at the same time, I also feel like it's too convoluted. Some would say. I don't know. What do you
Complicated.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, complicated. Yes, correct. That was the word I was
Yeah.
looking for.
What do you think about?
Yeah, I think these events are good for because we just after graduated from the university and because personally still I'm in like hotel sector and like every day I'm just wearing the uniform and just go to the work and come back. So if we have like such kind of things, so like we can meet the like industry professionals, like we can just go to those meetings and we just can just have a chat with them like in a like professional manner. So and like we just dress up and we just make in our like anyway just something like what are we going to talk about like and which are the things like we should be prepared or like that. So I think these events are really good for the people like us. So because end of the day like that makes our like confidence. I really agree with these events and to get these I think like it's not really necessary to get the photos and uh, the business cards and everything. So it's
Well,
all
this
about
thing is
like
this thing is
yeah
not necessary to get the business card, but
yeah I think like
Our business card or
we
the
have a like
the
connection with them, but like because personally like before I go for one event, so I just register in there, and the person who's going to do the program, so he had looked at my LinkedIn, and once I met him, like he was while shaking hand with me, like he was telling me, "Oh, I have seen you in LinkedIn." So yeah, it's a good thing though. Like if we going to register for an event, so if we know the person's name, we can make because they are professionals, industry professionals, and they really like they should have a like LinkedIn or some kind of a profile, so we can have a look and we can like just get connect. So before we go to the event, so then like we having a, like some kind of eye contact or something. So that is a good thing. Like rather than getting a business card or something, I believe that. So
yeah.
yeah.
So instead of exchanging business card, you think it's not should be it should not be a compulsory, how to say, it mean not a
Yeah, for
necessary
me,
part.
I
Yeah,
believe that.
it should be
So
optional, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's like unless we have like we have like connection with the like before we go to the like meeting or events. Like I think like we already have the connection though, so we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
need.
yeah.
but can,
Yeah. So if
can
we
I can
have
I
that, so we can give to them and we can share it. But yeah, I really don't think. Yeah.
can I be a devil advocate here? I do think that even though I personally don't like it, I do think that getting the business card is necessary, mainly because uh, like sure connected to LinkedIn doesn't necessarily means that like okay, on a day-to-day basis, once if you connect to LinkedIn and everything, it's good to have. But at the end of the day, getting the person business card is sort of like a proof that you went into the event in itself and you did spoke to that person. Like
Yeah.
without that, there will be no proof. Like
Yeah.
I could just connect to LinkedIn and then like after I did tell to my
Yeah,
whatever.
we,
Then,
we also need a photo. We need a picture. Like
yeah, correct.
we are in the event.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's true as well. But I think asking for the business, I think it's more of a sort of like a culture wise really, because asking for the business card means that you are like sort of like there's a professionalism between the two. So that's why like part of
More
the
formal.
sorry.
More
Yeah, more
formal.
formal. Yeah, exactly. And also, like because that's why part of the network is for the course is to have your own business card, right? So to exchange a business card, I think that would make sense that we appear, even though as a graduate or whatever, we have to be more professional than what it seems that we are not here just to sort of like on a student basis or whatever. That's what my opinion at the very least. I think it's a good idea to have the business card. Do I think it's annoying? Yes, but do I think it's necessary? Yes.
It's annoying, but it's helpful.
Yeah. Sometimes people like when sharing the like business cards and everything. Some people just like ignore it. Like
Yes, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
Oh, well.
Sometimes we may like we may keep that in the purse or somewhere, and like by the time we need it, like sometimes we may can't find it. So yeah.
That's fair.
So it's better to have like some kind of a social connection. So yeah, I think.
Maybe we can do both. Like we can connect on LinkedIn.
Formal agreement, like where we meet the people and we just share in the business cards and everything. Like it is a like informal way of agreement, I think. Yeah. It's a good way though. Yeah.
Okay. So
I think so.
yeah, any improvement, any potential improvement regarding this topic, regarding this assessment?
I think that this particular assessment, the timeline of it is a bit fake because ultimately it highly depends upon like the timing of the event itself. For example, Engineering Australia. The event is like the one that I'm particularly interested in, but it is like once a month, and the one that I'm actually interested in is on 2019 this year. So it's really hard sort of like to complete this task without having to having to wait for the event to come first. I think that's the main issue that I have.
Yes,
so,
engineering like 2+2, right?
Yeah, like so we have 2 formal and then 2 like non-formal. I'm not technical. I'm still not sure what is the sort of like the boundaries on it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because my first one is gonna be like my first technical is gonna be end of the month. So hopefully I could get more information from there. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I have met some people like in the US. They also belong professional year program, but they're kind of just sit there doing nothing. Exchange business card, finish their job, go home.
How many minutes do we have to finish this one?
I think another 11:25.
We shall be finished by 11:25 because we start at 11:20. No, 10:10, like 10:10.
Okay, yeah.
It's 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yep.
So for the last 10 minutes, I would like to give a conclusion on our meeting. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for your work. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to clarify the thing that we discussed from 1 to 4. I sort of like put everything. I just sort of like noted everything. I'm not sure how does that related to the question, but I mean it does relate to the question. But I just put everything because it will be easier for me, and you can sort of divide it on.
That's why we need this part to conclude our discussion. Yeah. So let's do so answer point 2. Yeah. So first one, the Australian workforce culture, and we all believe that simple question assessment is not very helpful, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And instead of doing that, we can do the role play. So all of us agree? Yeah. For the diversity workplace, we think it can help us. I mean, to a limit extent. Yeah, like how can you expect like from 1 hour class to understand other culture, other culture? Yeah. So for this part, I think the main purpose of this to teach us a way to understand the culture. Yeah. It's better to teach people how to fish rather than giving fish.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For the customer service. Yeah. Put that in. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So for the customer service, yeah, we all agree that we need to come to the shop because they are professional at that field. In that field, yeah. The answer they give to us is I cannot say it's 100% correct, but it's way better than our answer, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we can. So the main point is how do we design our question? Yeah, that should be the key point of this assessment. I think the tutor or the teacher should give us more time on that. Yeah.
I agree.
And yeah, that's the improvement we can provide. And for the networking session, I think business card is good. It should be compulsory part. Inconvenience could be our option. And I think this part is mainly depends on your attitude. I mean, if you don't willing to do so, you can finish the work without talking to anyone. You know? Yeah. So the problem is not on the assessment itself. It might be on the student, their attitude.
Yep.
Yeah. So totally, I think the Navitas, the professional year progress assessment is very helpful. That can help us to better understand the Australian workforce and help us to familiar the workforce and how can we get into the workforce. How do we do the elevator pitch? How can we know people, build our network? Overall, it's very helpful, but there's still some room for us to improve. Yeah. So everyone happy with that? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. Thank you for your attending. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So we just stop here. Yeah.
Yep.